Hi, this is Rick Bice with Bice Fit Exercises on behalf of Edmonds Park and Recreation. Today we're going to go through a circuit training class. What we'll do is we'll alternate between strength training exercises for the muscles, bones, and connective tissues, and then cardiovascular exercise for the heart, lungs, and circulatory system. What we'll do, it's all timed, so what we'll do is we'll do a minute on an exercise. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll do another minute on the same exercise or something very similar, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. So I'll call all those out as they happen. What you'll need for this exercise program today is a chair over here, maybe some light to medium dumbbells, and some resistance tubing or band. Maybe light or medium, whatever you have on that. With or without handles, doesn't matter on that. We will begin with a warm-up. We will go through the exercises, then we'll finish off with a cool down and then some stretches at the end. This is all at your own pace, so we strive for a minute's worth of work. If you need to take your breaks, quicker than that, or if by the end of the minute you're not tired or fatigued, you could just go straight through that break that we have. So it's all up to you, the kind of resistance you use, whatever works for your body. Make sure your surrounding area is clear, that you've got room to move around, arm's width sort of stuff at least. You have a proper footwear for the floor that you have. If you've got slippery hardwoods, make sure that you're wearing good shoes that aren't going to slip and slide. If you've got thick carpet, making sure that your feet aren't going to get, isn't going to get caught on the carpet or something and trip you up. So just being careful. All right, let's begin. Okay, let's begin our warm-up. So off to the side, back and forth. Nice and easy here. You can do what I'm doing or something else. I'll just step in side to side with the forward and back diagonal here. Add some arms in. We're just looking to increase the blood flow throughout the body, get the joints ready, get the connective tissues and muscles ready, get the heart pumping a little faster, get that ready for more activity. Same thing with the lungs. Get your breathing up, get some oxygen in the blood circulating. Nice and easy. Back to side. Some outreaches here. We'll go for about 2 minutes. We got about 53 seconds left. You can always pause and warm up longer if you need to, or if you're fully warmed up already from this or something else, just hit the fast forward. Switch to some knee curls and bicep curls here. About 25 seconds. Real easy. Not looking to get your breathing up so high that you can't talk or anything. Barely breaking a sweat by the end of this. 10 more seconds. All right, nice job. And of course, remember, if you need more to warm up, you can always do that. So first one we got is a seated knee extension. So you'll need your chair for this one. You're going to take a seat. You can sit fully back against the chair. What we're going to do here is we're going to extend the knee. Get back a little further here. Extend the knee all the way straight. When you've done that, flex the thigh muscle. So try to lock out your knee joint and flex and squeeze the front of your thigh. Toe is pointed up and forward, just straight forward, not rolling out to the side or anything. And hold for, I don't know, 3 seconds or 5 seconds or 10 seconds, and then back down, and then switch legs. Really flexing that thigh muscle, squeezing. Breathe the whole time. Make sure you're not holding your breath at all. This is an isometric contraction, meaning that we're using the muscle and flexing it without necessarily moving the joint. Yes, we're straightening the joint, but you could sit here with your leg on the ground in this same position, something holding your leg, and squeeze the muscle without moving the joint. So once we've moved the joint to where we want it, then we'll squeeze the thigh here. Building a little bit of work on the quadriceps. And just sitting upright. Go ahead and take a break there, or keep going, whatever you like there. If you want, if you have some ankle weights, some of those Velcro ankle cuff weights that can go around the ankles, that can work really well as far as adding a little bit more resistance. And if you want less isometric, you could always speed this up a little. Maybe hold for a second at the top and then back down. And go and start up again if you have stopped. Remember, think good posture, and of course breathing. Any kind of isometrics will increase blood pressure a little bit, so that's why we want to be specific as far as breathing, making sure that you really don't hold your breath, because that would just increase blood pressure even more. And if you already have blood pressure issues, really be a little careful on the isometrics as far as how long you hold and making sure you're breathing. And this is for front of the thigh. Got about 10 more seconds. Really flex that muscle, whether you hold the contraction or not. Make sure you give a good flex when you lock out that knee. All right, nice job there. Well done. Done with that guy. So let's get rid of the chair, and you'll need your tubing or your band. All right, so chest fly from a low position. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab thumb up position here. When you grab one end of your band, whether it's the handle or if you don't have a handle, and then you're going to step on this with your heel. Okay, heel's going to step on it, coming out from the outside, and then what you're going to do is you're going to step forward. So we want this band starting behind you. Okay, so weight is distributed pretty evenly between both feet. You could put a little bit more on that front if you really want to get forward in a lunge, and then you're going to bring this forward. Okay, so palm is facing in and up, and you're just kind of going from down below around mid torso and closer to the hip area on up above the shoulder. All right. Again, enough weight on that back foot that this isn't going to pop out. You don't want your band, popping out from under your foot. The longer lunge you can step forward, the better. Or if you need more resistance, I would just grab a little further down on this band, giving more resistance now, making this a little tougher. Kind of up and forward. There we go. Take a break. So we're getting that chest muscle, the pectoral in the front. We're getting that front deltoid also in the shoulder. Those are kind of the major muscles. And then thighs are having to do some work, of course, holding you steady. I want enough weight. Of course, that's going to keep weight on that back foot, but then I want to stand forward enough so that this is behind me when I start. Okay? And then I'm just going to pull forward and around. Forward and around. Okay, nice and easy. Hinging forward from the waist a little bit. My weight is pretty even on both feet right now. And of course, breathing. Don't hold your breath at all. Head just looks neutral, looking the same way, same direction as your chest. My palm is in. Thumb is more in that up position. Again, good weight on that band so it doesn't pop out and hit anything or hit you. And then if you need more or less resistance, just grab more or less of the band to tighten it up. 10 seconds. Loosen this up just slightly for me. Keep breathing. All right, well done. Nice job there. Okay, so let's get rid of the rubber bands and grab one dumbbell. All right, so next we have the bent over single arm row with the back leg's going to be a little more straight on this. So if I, in kind of that lunge position like we just were, but even a larger lunge, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put most of my weight on this front leg. I'm going to hinge forward at the hips and the waist, not letting my back round out, but keeping that low back straight. Hinge forward. Most of my weight's on the front foot. Back leg is there really for balance and support. And now I'm going to roll up. So hand palm facing in. I'm going to bring the elbow up. Hand's going to finish right at the top of the rib cage and then back down. Nice and slow and controlled. This front leg is taking a lot of the weight, doing some work in this lunge position. And then I squeeze that shoulder blade towards my spine when that elbow gets up as high as I can. And how far you lean forward is up to you. How big of a lunge you take, up to you. Work on that upper back, back of the shoulder, bicep in the upper arm. And then of course your quads and your thighs are getting incredible work just holding you in that position. Okay, I'll take a break there. Feel that in the thighs, in the rear. And then same thing with the other side. You can always switch at any time to either leg and hand as you're doing that, or shoot for the whole minute. All up to you. Okay, so again, get in a good position. Really leaning forward here. Hinging forward, most of my weight on this front leg. And I'll start up. And that back leg, again, is just there. A little bit of support. I've probably got, 20% of my weight there at most. More for balance. Toe, heel can be down or up. It's kind of up to you. But I'm trying to hinge, keep myself bent. Keep most of my weight on this front leg. And then work that upper back. Squeeze the shoulder blade. Keep your balance. If you're having balance issues, bring that back leg a little closer. Or you can bring that back leg out a little further away so it's not right behind you. Ten seconds. Keep it up. Keep breathing. All right, nice job. Well done there. Okay, we have a cardiovascular. So you can start right away, or we got a transition of about 32 seconds. Grab a sip of water. You want to stay hydrated, so making sure you've got your water bottle handy. All right, I'm going to start up a little bit of knee curls again. Bicep curls. So cardio is a lot like the warm-up we just did, except we're going to expand a little faster, after the first 30 seconds or so. start increasing your rate, a little bigger exercises. All right, so 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Just looking to spike our heart rate up, and then we'll go back to some more strength training. Switch to a ladder climb. Some marching and shoulder press here. And whatever pace works for you. You can go faster or slower than what I'm doing. You can do what I'm doing or something else. If you've got dance classes or aerobic classes you've done, or martial arts moves or sports, if you've got, stairs you can walk up and down, treadmill, rowing machine. All right. Side to side with some scissors here. All up to you. Whatever's comfortable for you, whatever gets your heart rate elevated, your breathing elevated. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Now think of the talk test. Like me, if you can talk out loud and still be understood, then you're probably okay. If you're so out of breath that you can't be understood talking out loud, then you're probably working a little too hard, a little too fast. And let's open wide and close. Nice big moves. All right, pressing back here. Keep the legs straight, the arms straight. I'm just going to hinge forward from the waist a little bit. Just consistent movement is all we're looking for. How fast, that's kind of up to you. And depending on how high you want that heart rate and breathing up. "20 seconds. Now switch to some tricep kickbacks here. And more knee curls. All right, nice job. Okay, so on to another strength training here. We have the hammer and reverse curls with dumbbells. So let's grab a couple dumbbells. So nice firm grip, dry hands with the dumbbells. Last thing you want is to dump something on your feet or your floor. So first one is called a hammer curl. What we're going to do is we're going to face in with the palms to start. So your palms are going to face you. Hammer curl, we can do them at the same time, or you can do them single, alternating. I'll do the alternating to start with. So this is the hammer curl. We'll do reverse curls for the second minute here. So think about if you've ever used a hammer and you're smacking something or a nail with the hammer, the way you're holding it, it's the same way you hold a dumbbell. Nice and controlled. The only thing moving is the elbow. We're working muscles in the upper arm and in the forearm on this one. So bracing the core, abdominals are tight. Whatever kind of stance gives you good stability. You can do this one seated also. And always breathing. So a little closer here, about 25 seconds. Nice and controlled. You don't want to ever swing the arms or get any kind of momentum involved. It's always under control. Now you can bring speed into things, but again, it's all control. If you can control it and there's no momentum, and you're not recruiting other body parts like shoulders to help you out, then it's all good. All right, take a break. So about a 30-second break. Next thing we're going to do is reverse curls. I'm going to switch out my dumbbells here. A little smaller ones for this one. Depending on what size you have, you may switch them out or not. Reverse curls, so palms are going to be down and back, and now up and down this way. Okay, up and down. Again, a good firm grip on those dumbbells. All right, let's begin here. So another minute of this. So a little different. Again, working upper arm and forearm. Both of these different than your traditional bicep where your palm is up. Again, nice and controlled with this. No momentum. Only thing moving is elbows. Same stance, whatever's comfortable for you. Brace in the core, breathing. No shoulders involved, right? No hips involved. We don't want to swing our hips or throw our arms, right? So nice and easy. Good posture. Standing up nice and tall. Head is looking forward. Shoulders are relaxed. 10 seconds. Nice and controlled. Especially on the way down. All right. Nice job there. Well done. Excellent. Okay. So we're going to keep the dumbbells. We're going to do a bent over tricep kickback. Okay. So let me demonstrate this. We'll add some hamstring curls to it on the second set, I think. So this first one, to get into position, we're going to squat down and hinge forward from the waist, just a little bit forward. Okay. Bring our elbows back to where our hands are at the bottom of our ribs. Okay. Think about squeezing your shoulder blades together a little bit, and then we're going to do this. You can hinge forward a little bit more if you want, so you're a little more in line with gravity. And you can do this single arm or doubles, doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna alternate here, because that'll work better when we do the legs with this too. So head and chest are facing the same direction. Okay. So all we're doing really is straightening the elbow. This is purely just an elbow exercise. Work on the tricep muscle, back of the upper arm. Work on locking that elbow out. And again, no momentum. Focus on the straightening portion, not the bending portion. And hold that position of being hinged forward. Knees are slightly bent in a squat. Elbows and shoulders are back. We've got about 15 seconds. Keep it up. And as always, breathing. Don't hold your breath. All right, nice job. Take a break there. Good 30-second break. Relax those shoulders, shake them out. So what we're going to add to this is a knee curl. So, nice and wide with the feet, a good shoulder width apart, hip width apart at least. And then I'm going to rock back and forth as I do this. Kind of rocking and shifting my weight back and forth. All right, so I'm going to hinge forward, get into that position, okay? And then this sort of thing. And you can do, same arm, same leg, or opposite arm, opposite leg. It doesn't matter. Whatever works with your coordination. Okay. All right, let's begin. So in position, just like we did with the first exercise, except now we're adding the leg curl. So hinging forward, nice and controlled. It's easy to get going fast on this one, but as best you can, focus on the straightening. One arm at a time on this one. It's easiest for sure. And then we'll work on the hamstring, the back of the thigh. Low back's having to do a little bit of work, holding you in position. Upper back having to do quite a bit of work. Backs of the shoulders, all holding you in position here. A little front view. 10 seconds left. Really focusing on the straightening of the elbows, bending of the knees as far as you feel comfortable. Get into a rhythm. All right, nice job. Whew, good one. Okay, shake the arms out. All right, so I'm going to need your chair on this one. So grab your chair and one dumbbell here. All right. Okay, so seated, lean back, we'll stir the pot. So sitting on the first half of your chair so that you have room to lean back before the back of the chair touches you. Okay, you don't want to rely on the back of the chair to hold you. We want our abdominals doing the work here. So what we're going to do is we're going to lean back, and then we're going to round and round with the hands. Think about stirring a pot of soup. You can have 2 dumbbells if you want, or 1 dumbbell, a kettlebell, whatever you have for resistance. We're working the shoulders here, getting quite a bit of work on those front deltoids. Counterclockwise, clockwise, doesn't matter. If you need a break, sit upright and try to lean back as far as you feel comfortable. Make sure your chair's solid. It's not going to tilt or tip on you. Feet are nice and wide to give you support. Not leaning back so far that your feet come off the ground. Now, how big of a weight you use will determine how tough this is, how far you lean back. Another thing is how big that pot is. If I, do a small one right in front of my chest, pretty easy. If I do a really large pot, to where now, you can go take a break there. I'll demonstrate again. If I'm doing a really large pot here, now I got to get the whole torso involved. Rotating the torso to the sides and back, really straightening those elbows all the way, okay? So that changes out, how tough this is also. So play around with not only, how much weight you're using or how far you're leaning back, but how big that bowl of soup is or pot of soup is that you're trying to stir, okay? The bigger it is, again, the more body parts you'll get involved and the tougher it's going to be too. Remember your breathing. All right, try it again. So lean back. You can also, if leaning back is tough for you, you can do this just sitting upright and not even leaning back. You could even sit with your back against the chair if you needed support. If you really wanted to isolate just your shoulders, that sort of thing works okay. If you want to get, more torso and abdominals involved, then making sure you have a little bit of a lean back at some point, and then that you're getting a little bigger with that circle so that you can really lean in different directions, straightening those arms all the way. 20 seconds left. Definitely a little tougher one on the shoulders here. We're getting some good work on those front deltoids especially. A little bit of tricep involved, a little bit of chest involved. Abdominals, having to do some work obliques on the sides with the rotation. All right, nice job there. Okay, let's get rid of the dumbbells. Clear up your spot. Get rid of your chair. We've got another cardio here. Shake things out a little bit. Remember to drink water. You don't have your water bottle or a glass of water nearby, so you can just take sips periodically. Especially, if the weather's getting warmer, or you're in a house that's a little warmer, or your clothes are a little warmer, you're going to sweat more and you're going to need more liquid. So make sure to keep drinking. Again, I'm starting just a little bit of a side punch here. Let's do a little bit different. Let's a little bit of toe taps. Toe tap and a kind of a grab from the bottom across the body. And you can get going right away on cardios, right after we finish the previous strength exercise, or there's a good 25-30 second transition period. Great time to grab water, that sort of stuff. Clear your area. So it's up to you. Cardios can be a little longer or a little shorter, depending on when you start those. We got right now 1 minute 58 seconds. Looking good there. Again, do what I'm doing or something else. If you got an aerobic step, or maybe you've taken dance classes or martial arts classes, anything, any kind of consistent movement. You can sit and do just upper body stuff if you want. Just punching and moving those arms. All right, let's do some marches with some pushbacks here. I'm pushing my palms backwards behind me, emphasizing the push. Just consistent motion. That's all we're looking for. How fast it is up to you. Watching your balance, watching your coordination, watching out for your surroundings. I can see myself on the screen as I record, so it's real easy to know exactly where everything is around me. You, on the other hand, watching this may not, so really just being careful. All right, let's do some bicep curls along with these guys again. We can go a little faster because we don't have any weights in our hands. And let's go palm up. We haven't done any palm up bicep stuff yet, so let's warm that up. 30 seconds. Get your breathing up. Get your heart rate up. All right. A little bit of side tapping again. And let's do some scissors. Palms up. Rotating in and out. Controlled. It's okay to get some speed going as long as you're under control. All right, nice job, well done there. All right, so we have bicep curl to chicken wing here. So let's grab a couple dumbbells. Couple dumbbells here. So what we're looking at is your bicep curl. So let me demonstrate here. Bicep curl. Again, bracing those abdominals. Give yourself a good stance with the feet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the hand, dumbbell in each hand facing my hips, and I'm going to at the same time bend the elbows fully, and then nice and slow straighten all the way. And what I do a rotation curl here. So forearms and wrists will rotate on the bottom, and then rotate coming on the way up, rotate going down. Okay, so that's your bicep curl. Now what we're going to do is add a chicken wing. Think about like a chicken flapping their wings. So we're going to bicep curl up, then at the top we're going to chicken wing out to the side, okay, and then back in, and now we straighten those elbows. Bend, chicken wing, elbows come out to the side, about parallel to the floor, and back down. All right. Straighten those elbows, bend those elbows, chicken wing up, chicken wing down, straighten those elbows. Think good posture. Relax those shoulders. About 13 seconds or so. There you go. And just rotating those shoulders. Rotating those elbows up and down. All right, take a break there. And again, you can relax your grip if you want to. Give yourself a break. So what we're looking at, bicep, and then here we're getting some good middle deltoid. Upper trapezius is having to stabilize a little bit as we do that, especially the heavier the dumbbell you have. So again, nice and control. We're getting some good work on the grip. Again, last thing we want to do is dump those dumbbells on your feet or your floor. So nice firm grip, dry hands. Okay, grab those again. Let's get in position for another minute. Brace those abdominals nice and tight. And we're going to bicep curl, chicken wing up and down. There you go, up and down. And as always, breathing. Nice and controlled with those chicken wings. And with the biceps, we don't want any kind of momentum. So slow and controlled. Again, just the elbows and shoulders moving, no hips, nothing else. Not swinging the arms. 20 seconds. Keep pushing, almost there. And I'm not doing the rotation curl right now. It's a little easier just to bend and straighten. Less of movements to have to try to do to keep a good pace here. All right, nice job here. Okay, so what we need is you're going to need your resistance tubing and a chair. All right, so we've got tubing and a good solid chair, something that you can sit in that's not going to, not going to tilt on you or tip on you. I'm sitting more on the front part of this chair, okay? Because what I want to be able to do is lean back slightly to engage the abdominal muscles. So don't sit, against the back of the chair. Sit more on the, front half. So what I'm going to do now is palms down this time on this exercise. I can wrap them again if I want, but again, palms down. Elbows are going to be outside of the body. So what I'm going to do is elbows go back, and I'm going to bring this band right to my chest, as those elbows go back, squeezing my shoulder blades together towards my spine. So working the upper back muscles and the rear shoulder, a little bit of biceps in the arms. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a slight lean back. So now I'm getting abdominals kicking in. And then when I feel comfortable, I'm going to add some marching. Again, if your coordination and balance allows, and if your form is looking great, it's a nice slow march. So I'm getting some hip flexors in the front of the hips. Again, abdominals are kicking in. And at any time I can take a break, or I can at least sit upright and just keep with the upper body. And then when I feel like it, get back to the lean back and the march. Okay? All right, take a break there. So again, controlled, whatever speed you can do, whether the legs and the arms sync up or not, doesn't matter. Again, as long as your form is good, as long as you're looking good, elbows are out, palms are down. Okay, elbows are going to be lower than shoulder height. And then think about squeezing those shoulder blades against the spine. And then adding just a little bit of a lean back. How far you lean back is up to you, depending on, what your abdominals can do. And then, of course, just a little bit of marching. Not too high on the knees, just enough to get those hip flexors kicking in. Up to you. All right, so I'm going to lean back. Let's start again. A little bit of a march. I'm going to slow things down on the upper body and just pull back and squeeze those shoulder blades with one knee up. Again, abdominals are doing a little bit of work, having to stabilize, keep me from falling backwards. And then if I need a break, I just sit upright. All right. Keep breathing, of course. So we're getting upper back muscles, backs of the shoulders. We're getting hip flexors in the front of the hips, abdominal muscles. Keep moving, almost there. All right, nice job, well done. Okay, so you can get rid of your rubber band and your chair and grab one dumbbell again. Something heavier if you have it. Dumbbell or kettlebell, if you've got a bag of flour or sugar, 10-pound bag of flour or sugar, that sort of stuff will work really great too. Backpack with something in it. As long as you can have a good grip and grab it, that's all we're looking for. All right, so here we're going to do something just kind of like luggage storage. This, something a little more functional. Think about if you've got a suitcase or a box or something in your hands, and you've got to store it in different spots. Things that are above your head, maybe a shelf that's chest height, a shelf that's a little lower, different things like that. So we're going to play around and just, whatever kind of pattern. I'm going to grab the dumbbell with both hands. Actually, I'll probably do it this way here. And then I'm just going to reach up, bracing the core. So as I do that, I brace my abdominal muscles. I'm going to, twist only with kind of the feet and the hips as opposed to planting and twisting. So think about if I had to put something up here and then here. So just kind of, again, a little bit of a squat, keeping that low back straight. Okay, just kind of play around. Maybe it's face height. Maybe it's, knee height right in front of you. Keeping that low back straight. Keeping the abdominals tight. Bracing the core. And we're just storing this luggage or this box, different spots. Maybe it's to the side. And there's a little bit of rotation there. Get into a lunge position or a squat position slightly. All right, take a break. So think about, if you're carrying luggage on an airplane and you had to put it up in the overhead bin, or, you've got a, toaster oven in your house that you're putting in a cabinet, chest height or a big, potato pot for the bottom shelves, all that sort of stuff. But again, the heavier you can do, the better. And slower and controlled, making sure, again, bracing the abdominals, really using good form, keeping that, low back straight, nothing bowing at all, but always chest out, head up. Okay, let's try it again. And I can squat or get in kind of a slight lunge stance. Just keeping the abdominals tight, back straight, keeping this weight close to you unless you're putting it on something away from you. Normally, you'd walk up to something and place that in, but we're going to allow our arms to straighten out a little bit because what we have is not too heavy for most people. Unless you've got a microwave that you're holding on to right now and you're doing your exercises with that or something. But in general, it's okay to let, the weight come away from your body with this sort of stuff. All right, nice job. So up next we have another cardio. So getting rid of your dumbbell, clearing out your space, making sure you have water, and you can get going right away or take this little break. All right, I feel like the abdominals have been working well today. Okay, I'll start us out here. We got about 15 seconds of transition, or you can get going right away. Just continuous movement. How fast is all up to you. All right, we're officially going. 2 minutes and 21 seconds left here. A little bit of a shoulder press here, palms facing in, knees bending. All right, and now I'm going to go kind of a diagonal out to the side and back with the legs, but arms are doing something different. Going to work that coordination and balance. All right, let's get back to some marching, so some ladder climbing. A little more hip flexor work. Let's tire those guys out again. And switch the arms up to chicken wing. Excellent. About 1:30. All right, so keeping those abdominals tight, hands together. Think about a figure 8. A little bit of a rotation in the torso. So good rotation in the torso, hips are swiveling and moving too. How big things are, as far as how big that figure 8 is, how much swiveling in the hips and the abdominals. Torso, that's all up to you. You can kind of dip in with the hands, get some range of motion here. Just some good consistent motion. All right, let's do some stepping side to side with some uppercuts. So punching up and across your body. Consistent motion. Excellent. All right, let's get back to marching. We got about 30 seconds. Now let's kind of just stepping forward and back. Snap along if you like. It's kind of a little dance. Forward and back, however many steps you feel comfortable, depending on the space you have. A little heel tap here. All right, nice job. Okay, so we're going to work on some balance and cool down here. So nice and easy. Let's start with a little bit of heel walking. So think about bringing your toes up into the air. All right. And if you have, if you don't have a lot of room, you can tick-tock back and forth, or, walking backwards and side to side, walking around in a circle, maybe a figure 8 pattern, whatever works for you. But we're working the shin muscles. We're working some balance, coordination, and then we are also working cool down. This is not cardio, so now, we're still moving, but we're cooling down. Now let's switch it to walking on the toes. So here we're going to give our calves a workout. Same sort of thing. Forward and back, side to side, tick-tocking, whatever works for you. But try to stay on those toes, working the calf muscles. We're cooling down still, some balance involved. Excellent. Keep going here. All right. So what we're looking at here now is some up and over. Think about the sleeping dogs. If you've got 1 or 2 sleeping dogs, you got to step over. Okay, smaller dog, you're just going to step over. How big that dog is up to you. I'm going to step over 3 dogs. That's what I have room for here. And step over 3 dogs on the way back. And again, the bigger the dog, the bigger step you have to take. Gets a little more work to do. But again, we're moving, so we're cooling down. This is working our balance and coordination. Try not to look at your feet or your path that you're walking. Use your peripheral vision. So what we're going to do is we're going to freeze. So I'm going to take a step and then freeze. Dog's about to wake up, I better freeze. Next one, same sort of thing, freeze. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever freeze you want. Step over and freeze into that single leg balance. Now, let's go back and freeze. Catch that balance. You can always do this, with a chair in front of you or down a hallway with a wall to kind of hold on to. Keep it comfortable, keep it safe. We'll go one more way across. And one more. All right, nice, cooling down. Let's keep walking a little bit. Keep moving. Still cooling down. Nice, deep breathing. All right, I think we can safely do some stretches now. You want to make sure that your heart rate's down. Below 100 beats per minute is nice to get it to that before you stop moving. All right, so let's do a little stretching. Let's think about leaning back here. I'm going to keep my weight on my back leg. I'm going to dig in the heel on my front leg. Toes and legs are pointed straight in front of me here. And I'm going to, just kind of hinge and lean forward till I get a good stretch behind the thigh, behind my knee on this front leg. You may feel it in your calf a little bit or your rump. We've done some good, hamstring and rear and thigh work today. So a nice, good stretch. Good, 15 to 30 seconds is what we're trying for. Let's try the other leg. Make sure to drink plenty of water, especially if you're sweating a lot. Water or some sort of a drink with electrolytes, sports drink or something, especially if it's getting hotter out or you're just sweating a lot. Nice and easy, no jerking, no bouncing. You can even reach toward that foot depending on how much flexibility you have. All right, well done. Let's do another stretch. So here we're going to pelvic tilt like we did when we were laying on the back here. Pelvic tilt, bringing those hips forward, clenching the cheeks together on the rear. That straightens that low back. And then what I'll do is I'll clasp my fingers together, looking at my palms. And I'm going to push my hands away from my body as far as I can. Straightening the elbows all the way, pushing my hands away from my body, rounding out the upper and middle part of my back. Still breathing, always breathing. Go. You might feel a little bit in your forearms. Excellent. Okay, one more stretch here. So we're going to go 90 degree between armpit and ribs and between shoulder and elbow. Angle here, 90 degree angle. And now I'm going to bring my arms back. It's called the field goal position for American football. What a field goal looks like here. So bringing those elbows back, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Chest out, so we're stretching the chest, fronts of the shoulders. You can start bringing those hands together behind the head or behind your ears. Hands together or not, all up to you. Good deep breathing. Let's straighten those elbows. Palms up, thumbs back. And again, reaching back. And now let's dip our fingers backwards. So we're going to bend those wrists back. So we're getting a stretch. You feel that in the wrists and forearms. All right. Give a little shake out. Nice job. All right, well done. Thanks for being here today.